Loire producer Clos Rougeard is quoted on the interwebs, at least, as once saying that there are two suns. One that shines on the rest of us, keeps us warm and happy, and the other one in the cellars of the Foucault brothers at Clos Rougeard. Today, I think we're gonna go off in search of sunshine. Welcome to One Take Wine. We're back. It's wine time. Today, very exciting one. I got a great bottle of something that fills a bit of a hole in my wine journey, that scratches an itch that I don't get to pick up very often. It's a wine from the Loire. It's probably the best wine producer, or was the best wine producer in the Loire in recent years. And that's the Clos Rougeard. There is no classifications in Loire, so there's no Grand Cru and Premier Cru and all of that kind of good thing, and there's no 5 classes like there is in Bordeaux. But if there was, I'm of the opinion that Clos Rougeard would be the only one in the very highest Grand Cru or Premier Grand Cru Classé. If you're a bit nerdy about it, more serious, I suppose, in the sense of chasing dragons, understanding, having that aha moment when the light goes on, when you realize you're in the presence of greatness because some wine has just knocked you out of your seat. Those of you who've experienced that, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and the continual pursuit of that takes us all over the place, and at the same time, we don't have the money, the time, the liver, we don't have the resources to get everywhere, and so we focus, and that focus leads to holes in the wine journey, to that proverbial itch that I cannot always scratch. And here we are in the Loire Valley, which I pay far too little attention to, considering one of the greatest winemakers, as far as I'm concerned, in the world, was up until very recently producing just marvelous examples of wine. Now I'm talking about Clos Rougeard. Clos Rougeard sold in 2017 to a bigger concern. I'm not too sure about the quality since then. I haven't had the opportunity to try them. I do know that the Foucault brothers, one of them died. That's probably what led to the sale, I would imagine, because this sale was 2 years after that. During their reign, when Foucault built up the Clos Rougeard and were making these wines, during all of those decades, they developed a well-earned reputation for absolutely top-notch, top-of-the-pop wines. These are Grand Cru in every which way. They can be mistaken blind for Burgundy in some cases. They can be mistaken blind for right bank Bordeaux, left bank Bordeaux. I've had Burgundian versions of them where structurally they were very Burgundy, but flavor-wise pretty far away. And of course, it depends on the cuvée you're dealing with. Clos Rougeard came in 3 cuvées. The Saumur Champigny, which is the sort of first level, the earlier drinking one, I suppose. It's not really entry level, especially in the secondary market these days. They're very high priced. There's a mid-level Le Boillot, and then the Bourg. And the Bourg is the one that I generally gravitate to. I have in the past also done a little bit of a splurge around the Brézé, the white wines, and they are absolutely magnificent. But if I'm drinking the reds, I pay the extra money for the Bourg because I think the jump up in quality is that much that if you're going to drink these, if you're going to make that investment anyway, you might as well go all in. That's just my attitude. What do we got in the glass? Well, look at that color. It's still very young. It's almost purple. But it's not. This is a multi-dimensional fruit spectacle on the nose. There's a liqueurish element to it that backdrops everything. And then some strawberry and tart cherry and red currant. And there's a lovely coolness to it. Some herbal, sandalwood type of notes. Nothing heavy. Everything very light and like when you're in a pine forest. It's a lifted nose. It's not piney, but if you get it, my meaning, that sort of mentholated lift to it. Nice. I think there's starting to come some secondary notes as well. A little bit of leather. Yeah. All right, This is really great. Okay, first of all, it's so long too. Wow, what a length. Let's start there. Let's start at the end and work our way back. Lengthwise, it's one of those, it is a Grand Cru length. It punches down into your tongue, kind of reaches around the entire mouth, pulls itself along, and pushes its way all the way to the back. It goes on and on and on. This is a good 45-second finish. I mean, easily. It's still going on since I just sipped it. So, yeah. And it's lovely because it's got depth. Has a kind of murkiness to it, kind of up front, but a cool breeze effect that lingers and then sort of comes back and forth and doesn't really go anywhere. So, I mean, structurally, I think this is fabulous. This you cannot compromise on when it comes to wine for the Grand Crus, for, you know, when you're spending the big bucks. If it doesn't have this, but it's pretending to be Grand Cru, then I get actually kind of upset because I think this is one of the standards that it has to have this type of a length. It doesn't have to have this exact length. It has to have something where it doesn't just go away willingly. It slowly dissipates. It slowly leaves you and keeps you yearning for more. It's a little bell peppery, red, green bell peppers. And that, again, that lifted tartness, the more cranberry-ish in a way, the fruit right now. And then there's a kind of a darky chocolate, just a hint though. It's like a dustiness, almost like dark chocolate when you get that tanniny, like a mouthfeel. And then a very herbal, soft, gentle medicinal effect. And that's kind of a mid-palate thing. A lot of the length ends up there. That's kind of what lingers the most at the end of the day, especially in the middle of the palate. And then all around the sides, it's more the tannin, darky, dusty, powdered cocoa kind of effect. Maybe a little bit of tobacco if you're really searching, but I feel more like savory herbs, you know, like thyme and rosemary and those kinds of things. This is a delicious wine. It is the 2009 Clos Rougeard, Le Bourg. Terrible label. I don't know what kind of cellar this was in, but it doesn't really matter. The wine's in excellent shape. It's been open 2 days now. Yeah, beautiful length, beautiful drama to this. Worth the money? I think so. But a lot of money. It's too bad that I can't pluck more of these more often. The Bourgs that I've had in the past, I've usually had them off restaurant lists because often restaurants, for some reason, here in Sweden at least, they have an allocation and they'll have a Le Bourg on the menu and it'll be okay priced, much better than what it would cost at the auction. So I have them in those very, very rare special occasions that they're made available to me. If you're like me and you've maybe put it to the side and thought, I'm going to let them go now, they're too much money and blah, blah, blah. Every once in a while, if you can manage it, grab a good vintage. 09 was a good vintage. 2010 apparently is fantastic for this wine, but the price was like double. So, you know, like I say, great producers in bad vintages. This is a good vintage that was priced like a bad vintage, you could say. So every once in a while, go for it, pop one, and remind yourself of all the great ways that wine can surprise you and treat you very, very well. Just to catch up on a couple of others very, very quickly. Restaurant wines, actually, the 2020 Laisse Gamay. I found on a restaurant list. Here in Malmo, drank it with a friend from Canada and a slice of pizza. And it was great. It was tart cranberry fruit and a freshness, a very clean freshness. Quite joyful wine, juicy. It was better than the Pinot Noir I had recently. Just in the sense that it was more complete. It was fuller and rounder and, I mean, still very elegant and kind of zippy and everything. Really well-made wine. And then, of course, we went out to dinner and had an Henri Boillot Meursault. I just don't see them on wine lists that often, A. And then B, it wasn't that much more than what the cost was on release. So, I mean, it was a no-brainer. I had to have it. The only thing is, in a restaurant, a wine like this, you kind of want to pop it and give it time. It needs a few hours, really. It's too young and it's kind of big and monolithic. But I still loved every second of it. delicious. And then, because I didn't really know what to do on the red side of things with their list, I went with a very good recommendation from the waiter. And this Volnay from Clerget, I don't know why, Clerget. It was lovely. The charmer, soft, round, had a lovely little spiciness to it. And I think for me, it felt a little bit more like maybe a lunch wine, but again, that's the price class I had communicated I wanted to be in. So I had something good for the amount of money we wanted to pay for that experience. Really delicious wine. Split the table a bit because, I like the Boillot better in the sense that it's a much more serious wine. It's a bigger wine for the money, for sure. But the red is charming and approachable and ready to go and happy-go-lucky kind of puppy dog wine. Thanks a lot for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll have some more soon, I hope. And until then, I recommend that you stay thirsty.